time?
I use it to purchase my Sense Urgold talent, and I think I put 1 XP in something else very exciting for like athletics or something.
Can my endeavour just be gambling?
Yes.
Can I just gamble every endeavour?
Yeah, you can if you want.
No, I think you can.
So where are we coming down for this particular moment with all the double 2 weeks, 2 endeavours?
So I think what we agreed was your runes and kit will just last 2 sessions instead of 2 adventures instead of 1. I think we said.
Yeah.
But I'm also happy to let you do 2 endeavours, as you will have enough time in this downtime to do so.
Great. I like the extra caveat of the more challenging DM for it. If it is, that's quite a nice.
Yeah.
Extra.
Because then it's just a nice bonus.
Yeah. Yeah. I like that.
Olly, could you remind me how to add an image?
To add an image.
Did I just lose everything? Did I just lose every single thing that I put in? Oh no, there we go. Sorry.
So I won't need to. Did I save the endeavour down? Yes. Well,
Nice.
that's a bit that way. So I won't need to do my endeavour now. I will need to do something that will get me more gold.
There we go. Should be done. You can take a look at the sheets, Olly, see if it makes sense to you, see if you like it, see if you hate it. Usual stuff.
Oof, that's a lot of weapon skill.
It is, isn't it? So my core skill was weapon skill, and then because I'm an elf, I get to put a 1/1 into one of the skills. Now it needs to be done before you spend XP to put into any skill, obviously, because then it. But since it's my core skill, I got that for free as well. So I just use both on weapon skill.
Nice. So you got 3 body, but you've got 2 training and 2 focus.
God damn. Lethal.
Elves, man.
We needed a more killy person, I suppose.
Yeah, we are struggling on the killing front.
We got Vargi as our damage dealer, and that's about it.
That's why I went for the Corsair. Also, it's going to be a very, I mean, the design and everything, it's a very, very blatant rip-off of Dante from Devil May Cry. I'm just putting it out there right now.
Nice.
Have you got 2 pistols?
Yes.
Okay.
I do, actually.
And that was my own question.
I've got 2 swords and 2 pistols. I'm ambidextrous, and I'm also a gunslinger, apart from other things.
Oh yeah, the gunslinger trait's great. I was just looking at that one. I was like, if I just get a pistol and I just hold it in my offhand, I get +1 accuracy on my other gun. If I didn't have to use the pistol, I thought, nah, that doesn't feel right.
Surely your big gun is 2-handed.
It's actually not.
That's mad.
I presume though because it's like, you know, like an underslung, like Terminator style.
Built onto the arm,
built
isn't it?
Into the rig and stuff.
Yeah.
Right.
The hammer is 2-handed, but that's probably just because it would be silly otherwise.
But would that count for 2-handed guns? Because it feels like you have a weapon in each hand.
Yeah, but it's not 2-handed.
No, but that's what I'm saying. Like, would it count if it's 2-handed? I don't think so. Right?
Well, it doesn't state that it is not attached to you, and my assumption is that it's like supported by the rig, but is carried in the hand. But it's not going to come up anyway because I'm not going to cheese it and just go down to the shop and buy the cheapest pistol and just hold it.
I don't really like any of those.
That would be a very r/D&D thing to do.
What's wrong, Mikey?
I don't really like any of the endeavours, if I'm being honest with myself.
So there's the ones you can also use from the main book. Does Champions of Order have endeavours?
I think so.
Yes?
I think it does, if I remember correctly.
Yes, it does.
And it also says that we can make them up as well.
Sweet.
But you're essentially, you are well, yeah. Narratively, you'll be. Isn't there something about there's some sort of ritual you can do, or you know what you can also do? I don't know which book it's in. I think it's Champions of Order, but it's about basically making contacts. So
Sure.
you'll be able to like make some. Maybe you can make a contact with the Fire Slayer Lodge.
Sounds good. Sounds good.
The ones that you sent, actually, there is something like that. Let me just find them. What's it called?
I need to just put in an actual folder. Where am I now?
Yeah, so you could use something like ordinary grit, that I think would sort of like be the same-ish. But I don't know what kind of characters you have yet, so.
That's good, no.
Run a business. You want to run a business?
I think that would be really good, but not that conducive to work in like in an adventure of this sort.
Yeah, we can make it work.
Basically, my Daryl, my Fire Slayer is pretty heavily gold obsessed. He's pretty much addicted to finding gold, and he's found none yet. So that's the main driving force at the moment. He's a spiritual treasure hunter. So that's the kind of main thrust of his actions. So that's nothing quite.
Olly, by the way, don't know if you actually looked through the entirety of the sheet, but at the very end, I have a long-term and a short-term goal.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, better than most.
Yeah, Mikey. One of the contacts you can get is a Zargrim, who are apparently one of the priests that shape the Urgold.
Ooh, where's this? Who's that?
So if you take the contacts endeavour in the main book,
okay,
and then it gives in the Champions of Order book, it gives you a list of contacts you can have.
I am in the core book. I'm also in Champions of Order, so I am looking through now. It sounds chef's kiss to me, though.
Yeah, so they can. It says they can perform the Grundtog, which basically means giving you more runes.
Yeah, that's the Grundtog is that's the thing. Yeah, over the next rest I'll need to do, but I also need some gold to do that.
Yeah, it says they give you +3 dice to the tests during the endeavour to forge the runes.
They give bonuses to the Grundtog.
To the Forge Gold Rune Endeavour.
Cool, but that's how we find the gold. That's the. Because there's no point we're doing that now. I don't think.
I think getting the materials is. We can just say it just happens, unless Milo. I think you said you found a finding materials thing.
There is a find materials endeavour, but it doesn't really explain it any further. It just says you find up to 3 materials or something. Okay.
Up to 3
sure.
materials, TM.
Wait, no, I need the Zargrim talent.
The cannon. Make yourself one of those.
His Smith's tools, axe and Urgold. Damn it. £3. So I need the Zargrim talent. Okay. Grundtog. Yeah, Grundtog is the. Can't return home. That's ridiculous. Sure, my lodge is very far away.
Well, I mean, if you're soulbound, then maybe you don't have a lodge anymore.
It's a big part of my character with my lodge. Maybe it's more like a memory then. Or like just things I've learnt.
Wow, I really want to get all of these new weapons.
Because the Gruntog is just that thing. So you're saying there was another Endeavour you saw that was were you looking at Gruntog, or was it something else you were looking at? Ollie, that you saw.
So
The contact. Oh, you said there was a Endeavour called like contact. Make contact. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, that's in the first book. That's in the
yeah,
fourth book.
so context.
What's it called? It's just called
Yeah,
contact.
it's page
Yeah,
156.
156.
Useful contact, and then you can go into
Champions of Order book.
and look for contacts. Okay. Page 1, 2, 3. It's a list of contacts. Here we go. This is great. It's like a whole game in itself. Choose your own adventure book. It's great.
Oh, so I didn't realise the equipment crafting is basically exactly the same as the spell crafting. Just build. You can build just whatever you want.
Mm.
Like I'm probably not actually going to use it because they've put a load of specific character on equipment in, which all sounds cool. Yes.
Oh, yeah, that's Zoromis. There you go. So it's Zoran. Fire Zoran, isn't it? Great. Wait a minute. I can use the contact Endeavour to find the Zargrim, and the Zargrim can do the Gruntog, but also I can just do Gruntog as an Endeavour myself, though. You get maybe a bonus. Oh, yeah, you get a bonus for doing it. But still, I don't have the Urgold for it. That's still the problem. This is still, but that's good. That's good to remember next time I actually do it, because it's a better way to do it. You get a more.
You've got the Urgold though, don't you? You started some.
No, I have. It says you need 3 pounds of Urgold, and I have a whopping palm-sized nugget. Was the exact terminology given by the equipment. Which, to be fair, I don't know how much. I mean, a palm-sized nugget could weigh 3 pounds. I don't know if that's.
It sounds like it could.
I mean, I enjoy how. Night, baby. See you in the morning. Yes, big smile. Yes. Yes. I enjoy how helpful you're trying to be with my goal quest. But I also don't want to just cheese it. You know what I mean?
I mean,
how do you know how dense is? How do I know that
I think whatever rule you have for finding gold is going to be the rule that Milo has for finding his materials.
Let me see what finding. Because I've got the
because it's not like it's a super rare thing. I mean, it is a rare thing, but wherever you have a Fire Slayer lodge, you will be able to get it. So. Because it's like the backbone of their whole.
My lot, but you said I'm not part of the lodge anymore because I'm.
No, but there probably is one in Greywater.
Okay, so what Endeavour would help me find them then? That's the question.
Well, I think what would be cool is if you did the contact one.
Right.
You get mates with the. What's the chop? Zag. Yeah. And then we can say from now on you're able to use him to get your gold.
Great. But how much? And again, I know I'm being predictive. It's tough because you're giving me everything I want, but at the same point, a big part of the character is to find it. So I feel like it's kind of like handed to me on a silver platter. You know, I want to work for it.
I don't think it's the whole.
Not the whole, but it's a big part of the whole. Well, I've now got a talent to find it, but if I could just always get it from this guy, then why would I have a talent? You know what I mean? Well, I appreciate you trying to simplify things.
Yeah, I mean, you don't have to have the talent if you don't want to. You can pick something else. But I did see something.
It's just very strange. To be fair, to find the Zargrim I need sense Urgold, so that
Oh.
still kind of. Or wait a minute. It says I also need a talent Zargrim, which I have. Oh my god, I'm so confused. It says talents. That must mean I need those talents, right? So I need the Zargrim.
That's
So I
what-
can't.
I think that's what talents they had. They had to join you.
Do you think so?
Yeah, because they also have attributes, skills.
Oh yes, good point. Okay, that did say it does have a bit much having all those talents.
Mm.
Okay, fine. Well, yeah. Well, then I mean, then yeah. Milo, how does that apply to your stuff? I mean, because again, we're kind of being handed everything we ever wanted, which is wonderful. But is that something you're okay with? 'Cause it's a very similar mechanic.
I mean, Milo, in terms of you need materials, right? In inverted commas.
Mine specifically says materials worth X drops, so I still have to. So it's mine's a bit of a funny one. I think I could just acquire money, or you could do a bit of a mix. But mine do have a value because the things that I can craft scale enormously with their value. So I couldn't just be like, I've got the materials to make the 850 drop thingy now.
Well, I'm the same here. I can yeah. What's the limit? I can say, yeah, I've got £20 of rare gold to give me 400 rooms.
Well,
I can just
well, you can do the seek materials. It says it gives you 3 of that item. Presumably you get £3.
Is that a talent? Oh, sorry.
It's an endeavour in Steam and Steel, I think. It says you get 3 of that material. I suppose as long as you spoke to the GM, you were like, yeah, I'm not going to get like 3 metric tons of gold.
Yeah, because you have 3 runes currently, right? And
Yes.
they will run out.
Yeah, on the next break.
So, getting 3 runes worth of gold again seems fine.
Now £3 per gold. No, it's £3 per gold per gold rune. So essentially, what I've got is £9 worth of, as well as an additional offering of £3 as a gift. So I need £12 to even maintain. But obviously, I'd like to add to.
It does feel a little bit like that class is a little bit designed that you would also find some on your travels, but then that has to be sort of sensible, doesn't it?
Yes, well, that's what I did. Yeah,
You kill the Gerblins, and the Gerblins are guarding a chest of 12 pounds of gold.
The other thing it's
just what I needed.
The other thing it says is that for Fire Slayers, they would never accept Aqua Gyranus as a reward. They'd only ever accept Ergo. So if there's ever been offered a reward for our missions, then I would haggle for Ergold versus, or that could be a way to supply it. But yeah, I'm just checking this little one because I would like to make all sense and actually have to work for a little bit. But it is weird that it's not really very clear, is it? Like a very clear path to, and then it's a lot of extra work for the DM to kind of maintain and make sure there's stuff here. Like we said, we found that Ergold. There was some Ergold on the tanky thing that got destroyed. That's why it was so dismaying when it got knocked out. Sometimes sourcing rate, newest scout freshest rate. It doesn't seem like it's meant to be for that.
So, Lawrie, I think, did you want to do that crafting a spell as your endeavour?
Yeah. Need to level up still as well.
Yeah, I mean,
what would you recommend for that?
We can have a call another time and go through it. I don't think
Yeah, for sure.
there probably won't be combat today, so we will be okay. But I would say
just a little admin on my stuff. So you know how I'm getting rid of my wall hacks, as discussed. I'd like to swap those for an item of similar value from the new book, if that's okay. So I'll just do that if you're alright with that. So I could go into the local Caradron pawn shop and just be like, I'll give you this. It's in good condition.
How Oh, sorry.
So I'll take an Etherflow adjuster, which is quite a cool piece of kit.
Etherflow adjuster.
And then I'm actually just going to spend my Endeavours looking for a combination of money and crafting materials, so that I can craft something cool later on.
Fair play.
I'm not sure what the best way to do it is. Again, like we're talking about the value of the things, but maybe if he does one endeavor to labor or whatever, you get 200 drops, and the other just to go looking for some rarer materials. We can perhaps quantify that in some fashion when it comes to actually crafting something.
Sounds good.
How far away was that downed name blank tanky Majanki? Was that like back through the gates and stuff and like teleporters?
No, but it was probably extremely treacherous journey. I think the idea was, yeah, you think you pretty much got lost in it. Only found your way out by happenstance.
That's fine. That's fine.
Honestly, the Urgold thing, like the lack of rules around it, still. I mean, I haven't read all of Stephen Still yet, but it's shocking.
Yeah, it's I suppose a bit frustrating. It seems like such a cool mechanic. There's just so little. Yeah, there's so little
It's
guide.
like, you figure it out. I'm sure it'll be fine.
Do I hear a reroll on the cards?
Yeah, Mikey's now a Stormcast Eternal.
It is cool. Is this a endeavor? What is this? Talent? It was a talent called Runic Affinity. When you take a rest, you can forego recovering a wound to conduct a ritual. Once you're an adventure, you do not need to take the Grundhog Endeavor to maintain effective rules. So there's a talent I can get that can actually extend your runes. That's quite cool.
I mean, to be fair, in Steam and Steel, there's a whole chapter on Fire Slayers. There must be something in there. There's a whole thing on Urgold.
Okay, I'm getting there. Well, that's quite interesting. I'll make a note of that. In my notes.
Yeah, there's new runes as well.
Well, I haven't even got to looking at what runes I actually want. If I've still got to figure out how to fucking ever do it. I'm not as far as actually what would I actually want to get. That's exciting.
There's an Endeavour, Mikey, right?
Okay, here we go.
You remember that big fiery monster you fought?
Be more specific.
The big fiery monster you all ran away from.
That you told us to run away from.
Well, it's an endeavour for you to tame one.
What? What? Well, theoretically, this isn't a multiverse. We are in the same realm, aren't we? Theoretically, we could technically find.
Go back to that one. Well, it's
our character. Yes, we could find one of our characters, and they would tell us where to go. Right? That's not not impossible.
It's a DN5 28 test.
Wow.
So
That is not possible.
528.
Yeah, you can do 3 tests per like downtime. So probably at least 3 downtimes you'd have to take to do it, depending.
And then could that be like brought into battle?
I mean, yeah, it becomes a
Let's do it.
loyal companion.
Let's do it.
I can craft a little mechanical friend.
And you can get one. It tells you how they grow from like a young blood to an ancient. That's cool.
You can craft a cogmunculus.
Here we go. There's a whole section called Ergold. I bet you it doesn't explain anything about. There's a lot of lore.
There's something called a bladed sling shield.
Oh yeah.
What?
is that?
A flame strike pole axe.
What?
These are all so much cooler than everything in the original book.
Why not?
This is a Duardin book, isn't it?
It just is that.
Anyway, we should probably start playing the game.
I don't know why I want to do that. Everyone else can go, obviously. The best way to accumulate Urgold is to work for as many clients as possible. Who are you working for?
Sigmar. On an
kind of a thing.
exclusive basis.
Is he be classified as a client?
Yeah, why not? No,
I
you'll
thought,
be working for the Grey Caps, I might, or like the city of Greywater.
Well, can they pay me? Have we done anything? Have they paid anyone
That's what
yet?
I mean. They probably will be able to find you Urgold quite easily.
So what endeavour can I do for that?
I think you will just get it through playing.
Right, just tell me how much Urgold you give me. Just hit me. Just tell me how much Urgold you give me.
I don't
Wow,
know how much.
God damn it.
I'll give you 9 nugget box of Urgold.
9 what? Nugget box?
I'll give you 9 nuggets.
9 nuggets, 3 shavings,
Yeah.
Come with fries.
a
Yeah.
crinkles,
And a
You
fiery
know what's
milkshake.
and you figure out how much that weighs. God damn it.
Look, it's fine. You can still eat your runes from last time.
Exactly. But what if I could get more right now? If I had 6, I could get 1 more. I could get this talent that could help me maintain them without grunthogging. I don't know if I have any Urgold or not.
I don't know, man. You're the expert now, not me.
Like, you're the gatekeeper.
Yeah. All right. If you do 2 endeavors, you
Right.
can do 1 endeavor to get enough gold to get you 1 more rune,
Great.
and then you can use your other endeavor to smash it into you.
I'll make contacts. Great. I'll make that work. So we've made up 1, and I'll use a real one. Great. Okay, I'll get back to you and tell you everyone else to have some fun. I'll stop whinging.
I think everybody's pretty much there.
Good.
You of course met. You met Karzal briefly when he rescued you from the Troggoth. Karzal, do you introduce yourself to the binding and tell them you've been
What have you been up to?
and also why you're helping them?
Yeah, sure. Basically, I'm just going to go out of character to give a brief overview. Let's just say that he was hired by someone or convinced. Let's put it more of a convinced sort of like situation to help you guys out. And well, I haven't really been given the information, but I was just told that there's a group of people who could really use someone who is more of an expert on the area. And that's pretty much it. He just refers to himself as Kazal. There's no surname, no title, no nothing. And he's pretty high, hopefully a pretty high damage dealer, that kind of character, so that you know what to expect when it comes to actually fighting. That's
I'll get the picture
aside.
up as you talk for the viewers at home.
Yeah, don't mind the arm. It's a bit fucked up in the picture, but that's the best I could do with the AI.
It's the classic
that I was
AI
trying to use.
fingers.
Yeah, but it's quite close. It's quite close to what I wanted, at least.
Yeah.
He is an elf. He is about 50-ish years old, so obviously not the youngest, but not the oldest at all. And I'm not going to bore you with the details. If you want to learn more about like him as a character, I pasted the flavor text. Go ahead, enjoy it, or don't if you don't like it. And that's, I think, pretty much it, unless there's any questions.
All good.
Guess not.
Yeah. So maybe the Corporal Steelwater, who you met last time at the end when you got into Greywater Fastness, maybe she introduces you to Karzal and says that he's been waiting for you to arrive, and act as a sort of a local guide, and maybe like not protector but partner in your quest.
He is not a soulbound, by the way.
Yeah. So you're free, Mikey, to kill your 3rd Corsair captain, if you wish.
Yeah, did I not say he's a Blackheart Corsair? He is a Blackheart Corsair.
Third
Wait, he's
elf.
Wait, Daryl's character is a Corsair.
Yeah.
Watch out.
Is he actually?
This,
Yeah.
But
this is
damn.
what,
Or you
The,
could describe him as a pirate.
No, you could not describe him as a pirate.
He's a
Land.
posh
Let's,
pirate.
let's get one
I was-
thing straight.
I was gonna have a pirate accent, but I got bullied out of it. / forgot how to do one. So I'm West Country now. If I can even muster that.
Yeah, you're landlocked.
I'm a landlord.
You're on the
Devon.
farm now.
Devon for you.
Right, cool. So, I mean, Kazal, do you hang out with any of the binding during these endeavours, or are you just keeping to yourself?
No, for now he's keeping to himself and he's doing his own endeavors just because, and since he's here and he has like a literal job to do at this point, he'd rather be prepared for it and do whatever he needs to do.
Nice. I'm sure you're taking advantage of the bounty on rat tails, Skaven tails, going at the minute.
Always helpful to have more money.
Yeah.
Or drops in this case, I guess.
Yeah, not a challenge for you, but you know, good money. All right. Did anybody take the contact endeavor?
I have.
Yes, because I'm contacting Zargrim. That's how I'm gonna do a Gruntog.
So why don't you? Do you want to tell me about your new best friend?
Yeah, actually, because I just found there was a nice list of people. Maybe he's a bit extra. Can I just make up this guy's here? He's in the book. Seems cool.
What book? Who is it?
Demon's Tale. There's a Zargrim venerate Brookfor, the father of forges.
He sounds cool.
Let's make up that he's here because it sounds great.
Yeah.
He's the messenger who carried Grimnir's dying breath to Forge Temples. So he's a pretty well-established Zargrim.
Sounds like. Yeah.
He's pretty hefty. He might be the main one, but I think he's on his way through.
Maybe it's one of his descendants.
Maybe, yeah, that sounds right. Brook for the fourth.
Yeah, think like Rings of Power, because I know that's your favourite reference point.
What? I've not progressed any further since last week.
Think Durin, young Prince Durin, not Daddy Durin.
That's exactly right.
Yeah.
Quite the cliffhanger to be sitting on for like a week and a half. Time to be watching TV shows. Time to sleep. Time to play Soulbound. Fine. Yes, it is. It's Brookfor the Fourth, the descendant of the father of all forging.
Nice.
Maybe he's a bit more lax, but he's trying to do good things to live up to his great heritage. So I think the opportunity to help Soulbound is he leaps at the chance to do something so noble to help Sigmar so quickly.
He's got his own like Netflix special.
Yes, he's got a spin-off.
About being the grandson of
Forging with Brookford. It's one of those.
Yeah.
So he's pretty cool with it. Yeah. So yeah, actually, yeah, he's a bit more the same level as Sichuan. So they get on quite well, I think.
Nice. Doing your rituals and
Yeah, I mean it's quite a big deal. The Urgol, the Grundstad is quite a big deal because it is a real, painful. The runes being smashed into their skin, but I think it's kind of like seems to be what's a good equivalent? I don't know. I guess like getting a tattoo. Like pain's part of the. Oh, I've got a tattoo, but pain part of the kind of going through the pain is part of the challenge.
Yeah.
So yeah, quite a big deal. But yeah, so I have this Urgol that. Where did I say I got the Urgol from? Just from the contact. I used an endeavour to scour the city. Basically, just going on a. Yeah, we can say I used my new talent of detect Urgol to basically just go on a bender.
Easter egg hunt, basically.
The difference is no one set it up, so I'm just literally like picking like flakes off the wall and like chipping away where I can find it. Really, so
Yeah.
But it's like an addiction. Is described that. So he really is like literally this mad thing scrabbling around the city, like getting it wherever he can. Really. So yeah, it wasn't his most noble, his best moment. Desperately like frothing at the mouth, but he managed to score enough gold to get in good with Forgoth the Fourth, and is
Nice.
currently undergoing Grunthog to embed a rune in. So I'll need to figure out what rune that is, but it all sounds very exciting.
Lovely stuff. Kazal, what was your contact?
My contact is just an informant. That's on page 129 on Champions of Order.
I see. Do we need to know make up anything about this informant?
I don't think we have to be honest. I mean, if you want to, we could, but...
Well... Spy or informant.
Mm-hmm.
Grant you access to secret meetings and illicit organizations. Nice. Maybe one of the people from your crew.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Works.
Your crew of
We
monster hunters.
Do we have one or two endeavors? Because if I have two, I have the other one that I mentioned.
Okay. Cool. So you have to roll for something. Don't you have to roll to see how much?
Yes, but I don't have the tables on your book or whatever book that was that you
Okay.
took the things from.
Endeavours. You should do quite well because I think it's weapon skill. So.
Oh, that's even better.
Gambling.
That's for Klaus.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. Gambling with some transmuted coins.
Oh god, yes, you're the... Oh god damn it.
It's gotta be done.
Am I being...
What's wrong, Olly?
I literally can't find the Endeavour now. What's it
I
called?
mean, I could give you it's called... Let me open it 1 second.
Oh, that's interesting.
Shout Beyond the Walls. It is page... Actually, it doesn't tell me the page.
Yes.
But the table, since I'm going for the Goldmane, is page 54.
Oh, yes. Okay. 54, you say?
54 for the Goldmane exploration, 51 for the Kyran jungle.
So for context, these were the random encounter tables for the journey on the way to Greywater. So roll me 2d6.
2d6. Up. That's a bad roll.
5. Ooh, okay.
I was looking at making a spell, right?
Mm.
And I just want to make a spell which is a big beam of death. Big melty beam, single target melty beam.
Sounds good.
Just
Melt
pick a face, melt it off.
Melt.
I feel like that's what I'm missing is the the Diablo 3 like arcane beam.
Well, what you need to do, right? You need to get a handheld flamer, and then spend an entire 6-month campaign leveling it up so it becomes absurdly powerful. That's what you need to do.
So you can melt Chaos Space Marines with it, yeah.
Sounds amazing.
And call it Smoky Bacon.
Smoky bacon.
Not again.
So I wish Wang was on my YouTube because I would.
It's not.
No, I didn't record it then.
No.
That's actually kind of sad.
Yeah.
There was a moment.
So Kazal, you scout out into the Goldmane, and you find a ring of Bulgors, which are like chaosy beastie men, surrounding a shattered herdstone, offerings of old bones and rusted weapons scattered around it. The small herd all look sick, remnants of a long past siege on the Fastness who've been deeply affected by the Goldmane's pollution. 2 beastmen in the middle of the ring are fighting each other for dominance.
Okay.
I'm assuming you've got good stealth, right?
No,
No,
not really.
nothing. You really don't have anything.
I do not. I mean, I got 3 body, but that's about it.
You're too heavily armored.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Not
fine.
really armored, but armed.
Yeah, that's cool.
See, that's how he stays stealthed. He kills whoever sees him.
Yeah. Maybe you just like leap into the center of them and just right. So, is there any more admin until before we start?
None from
Not
me, I
started?
think.
No, I just need to figure out which rune I'm having embedded. Although an interesting wrinkle, I can only have as many runes as I have souls, so I actually need to replace a current rune rather than get a new
Oh,
one.
there you go. Then, see, I knew there would be something.
That is a
You can't actually go and do 400 runes.
Yes, that's what you can, but you can't do it with.
Not even Gotrek has 400.
Actually, just remembered I had the chits. That was good.
I might eschew my initiative. Well, no, initiative. Nah, it's good having initiative being the buffer. It is good having that initiative, isn't it? I do want to keep that.
Mm-hmm.
Then else, all my attacks. I don't really do any attacks, so I might need to see if there's something else. I might get rid of a rune of searing. See what else I can do. Let's see. We can steal any weapon or bend.
What did I just send? A J5? What the fuck's a J5?
Yeah, I was just looking. What's a J5?
I don't know, but it's a picture I found
Ah,
that actually is exactly how I sort of pictured Vargi would look under his helmet.
that's cool.
So that's canon. That's how he looks. Although most of you probably haven't really seen him much because he's usually in his armor. He's been down in the forges, assisting with efficiencies of production, and teaching a few tricks and tips to make more cannons faster, and the like. That's what he's been doing to earn his money, and I think as a part of that process, he's probably been cutting little sub deals to be paid in materials, and probably writing up like contracts for the forge masters that sound really favourable, and they're like, "Oh yeah, great deal," and he's like, "Nice, I've been paid 3 times in materials that I probably should have been for this." And so that's what he's been up to.
Cheeky.
Classic.
So, would you say that you are not making a name for yourself, but you are, one might say you were being noticed, perhaps, by other cogsmiths and things?
I think that's quite possible. Yeah, he's probably rocked up, barged into the forges like, "Hey guys, don't know if you know, but I'm actually a master engineer," and been bolshing around, doing good things. But yes, probably getting noticed for rocking up and causing a bit of a scene, even if it's purely for the betterment of the city.
Yeah. Okay. And Klaus, do you go to make your new spell? Do you go to the collegiate?
Hell yeah.
Those bastards at the collegiate?
Hell yeah, I do. My death beam.
Yeah.
I need to settle on a name. Name's TBC, but yeah, I don't know how I'd go about making it. I've had a look at the rulebook and I've gone through the steps. But there's like different aspects you have to put on it and stuff, like effects.
I used a spreadsheet to make mine because that made it quite easy, and it might not be very intelligible just to look at, but I will put it in the chat and see if it's useful to you. I basically just took like each of the effects and what all of those costs are, so that you can, and then also you can be like, oh well, I can't afford to have that, so I'll take that out, or 2 steps would cost me this, or 1 step would cost me that.
Right.
So let's put it in here. It might not be useful to you, but should you wish to, because I did a lot of spell crafting.
No, yeah, it makes sense.
Should you wish? Why won't you send?
Okay. Well, perhaps Vargi, as you leave the forge one of the days, the sun is setting in Greywater Fastness, and all of a sudden you find yourself on your back, looking up in the sky.
Oh no, Vargi.
And there's a ringing in your ears.
Oh no!
You see chunks
There's a
of
ringing in my ears.
you see chunks of flying, flaming masonry falling around you, and you feel a heat on the side of your face as if you were standing too close to a bonfire. You look at your hands. There's blood.
No.
What do you do?
Great question.
Fire everything.
Well, you know, he's a practical and proud Dwarden. I imagine the first thing he would do would be stand up, dust himself down, maybe like stretch out his back a little bit, like get a little crack in there, like, ugh, something doesn't feel right, and then slowly open his eyes and take in the scene.
So, the big forge where you were just at, called Cold Rock Ironworks, where it once stood, it stands no longer.
Oh.
And in its place is a vast firestorm. And you can see slowly falling globs of molten stone and cycle stone hitting the ground around you, hitting the surrounding buildings, which are slowly catching on fire. The rest of you hear this explosion from wherever you are in the city, and before long you get a grey cap messenger on one of the rattle traps, the robotic mechanical horses, come to you and say that Corporal Steelwater has requested your assistance at once.
To arms, men!
I've got just the spell for this. Yes, as you arrive, you find Vargi there standing in front of this huge firestorm as the furnaces of cycle stone burn into the sky. And you see corpses littering the streets, blown about.
You find Vargi in a state of shock, like pacing a line up and down the street as he waits for you to arrive. Not going to dive into the firestorm, but utterly just like bereft, and muttering like, "Who would do such a thing to? Oh, the production is going to be through the floor. This is terrible, terrible. No. Not the forge. People you can replace, but
yeah, the overheads are Lord.
People you can replace. I think I just got Milo's entire character in one sentence.
Oh, this is Greywater Fastness is like character all over as well. They literally invented conveyor belts that go on the roofs of the buildings to get the workers to the factories faster, so they wouldn't dawdle on the streets. That's how.
Industry.
Yeah.
God damn.
You can grow a new Umgi in just a few years, but a forge like that takes centuries.
And as you kind of look around at the scene, you can hear some of the crowd like shouting and screaming, and you can see that the fire is sort of catching along this street called Gunner's Lane, and people are like shouting in alarm as they sort of regain their senses. and you can see at the end of the street is a large warehouse that says Rungrot and Sons Powder Warehouse, which those of you with any sense of crafting and science will know that that will cause a secondary explosion as bad as the first one. So you think maybe you should somehow stop the fire, but on the other side of the square where you're standing, you hear more shouts and screaming, and you can see a group of workers who are trapped inside this building, which is caught fire. And yeah, so essentially, this is a shame why Dreadbark's not here today, but you basically have to split the party. If you want to, you can rescue the people in the burning building, and you can stop the fire from spreading down towards this powder warehouse.
Yes, both.
Where's the firemen? This is not my job.
We have a fire dwarf for this, so.
So Klaus has just walked off then. He's like, no, this is not in my remit.
Exactly. Unless I can use a spell to do something. Or are we just going to be getting buckets of water like Victorian times? And
so you can do that, or you can be creative with the spells. So for the street where the warehouse is, you're free to come up with any kind of solution.
I remember a saying I know well: you can fight fire with fire. That's what they always said. There's a volcano on that fire. I think that's right. Anyway, I'm sure that's what they always said about it.
I'm down for it. I say we use Vargi's new automatic sprinkler cannon. We just chuck him on it. Chuck him into the hell's pit.
It's like Super Mario Sunshine. Right,
Yeah.
Sichuan, roll me an awareness check.
Oh, yes, please.
I want to go kill that fucking tree lord. Char you. I want his nuts.
DN, please.
Just a 4-1.
Lovely.
Lovely stuff.
Oh, yeah.
So, looking down this street, looking for ways to use fire to fight fire, I guess, you spot there's like a gap between two of the houses, and in between there are like these timber sheds. And you reckon, potentially, if you can demolish those before the fire gets there, it will help to stop the fire spreading.
Sure. But actually, using a volcano to do that is probably not a good idea.
Targeted volcano.
Tactical volcano.
This is how big the volcano is. It just says it's there. Actually, I think that's a lie.
Yeah, but the idea of like flowing magma and pyroclastic flow is like I think that's gonna help a burning city.
It's a zone, yeah, it's a whole zone. No, can't think. I mean, we can always just, I think, Sichuan looks at his giant axe and has one of those moments of like, axe, the trees, axes are used for cutting wood. I think, I imagine the best thing is probably a bit basic, but yeah, go and just chop the fuck out of it and get it out of the way.
Okay.
Would probably be my first instinct. We've got a bloody big axe, a lot of wood to cut.
Yep.
Until you catch a glimpse of Urgold and then you just run off like a magpie.
Yeah, well, of course. But assuming there's none there, I think I'll just go for a bit of a classic dwarven axe cutting and just, chop the shit out of it and get it and demolish that binding path of wood to try and slow things down.
Okay, so we're going to do things like round by round basis.
Yeah.
So Sichuan's doing that. What's everyone else doing?
Zal is useless against fire, so I'll just go and help.
You're helping Sichuan?
No, I'm helping the people that are trapped inside the building.
Oh, okay.
Vargi will be prioritizing the powder building also.
Okay. In the same fashion, or doing something else?
Well, so Vargi spent some time in this forge, in this area, right? Probably.
Mm-hmm.
And he has an eidetic memory as one of his talents. We can recall all the major elements of the memory, landmarks, number of people, and so on.
Mm-hmm.
And so he, goes into his mind palace and is thinking, are there any other environmental things in this area he could use? Does there happen to be a water tower nearby, or some kind of aqueduct or something that could be, redirected, or something like that? He's looking for those sort of big brain things that from remembering his surroundings.
So, as you are waiting, the sort of volunteer fire brigade does turn up, but it's a bit amateur hour, I think, especially for you as a captain, a Caradron captain. But perhaps you recognize some of them from the forge. You recognize some of the cogsmiths. So perhaps.
Well, I'll tell you what he could do. With his new equipment that he's just bought at the local Overlord store.
Yeah.
Let me just find its wording again to explain how it could help. So he's the proud owner now of an ether flow adjuster, which is a device that adjusts the flow of ether gold and that sort of thing, and it can be used to empower devices, basically. And so he could probably jury rig his ether flow adjuster to whatever they're using to power the water.
Okay.
And perhaps give it a little bit of extra juice.
Yeah. Okay. Right. So. Okay. So I think I know what test you can roll. But I just need to know, Klaus, what are you doing?
Shooting magic bolt the wood.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
fine.
why not?
So we'll do you three first. So Vargi, if you roll me a DN 5 test, crafting test, and we'll see how many successes you get to add to the required amount.
Alright. Am I able to use my metal for this?
Yeah.
Let's metal it up, baby, because this is important. I don't want to lose all that powder or people and property. Alright, we make that 5 successes.
5. Okay.
Pretty tasty on DN5.
Yeah. Alright, so Sichuan and Klaus, you need to literally attack the sheds. So you have to make some actual attacks against this shed.
Oh.
Well, let's have my endeavours have happened already. I assume, haven't they?
Yes.
Damn it.
Why?
Because I just replaced my rune that gave me a melee attack bonus. It's fine. It's fine.
So Vargi, you get 5 successes there.
That's affirmative.
Oh, sorry, Klaus has got 5.
Well,
Why aren't you using it? Oh, no, it's done it yet.
Battle attack. What is its defense?
It's a shed, so poor.
It's a shed.
I mean, you're going to hit on 2s.
Great. DM2. So.
I don't know. This could be a Halford's shed with a fancy. Fancy.
So something's happening. I'm so confused. 4 successes, 1 focus point. Doesn't really help. Metal. What kind of metal with that? Can I?
Yeah.
Can I use metal to do anything? Sorry, with
You
that?
can attack again.
Oh, of course I can. Very nice. I will do that. Bear with me. Let's do this. 1 second. Where we gone? Let's go again. Hiya!
I'd be surprised if you don't get 4 again.
That is a good point. Oh, 3. Oh no, I got a 1. But plus a focus point.
Yeah.
Unless that quick. Can you focus up a 1?
Yeah. You can make that into a 2.
4. That's 8. 8 is damage.
Yeah, well, you got the extra damage, so it's 5,
Yeah.
5 each. So it's.
Yeah.
But the shed does have armor, so
Oh, lost.
because it's a
I
building.
should
So
in that lens.
3, 3. Okay, so you've done 7 damage to the shed.
Okay.
So. Okay, cool. So that's. You guys acted Kazal. And let's say Dreadbark comes with you. He'd help the people, right? We can all agree.
Yeah.
He'd help the organic flesh things.
Would
Right.
a 3-person go into the fire?
Yeah, I mean he's not. He's got hardened. It's hardened.
Maybe
wood.
he's inspired by charred yew, or
Maybe he wants to be.
singed birch, or
Maybe he wants to be.
Oh yeah.
Crispy stick.
Yeah, tried using it's cool.
Right, so first you must break down the door.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, what's your athletics?
My athletics is okay. 1 training, 1 focus.
Yeah, Dreadbark only has 4 body, but no training or toughness. But one of you needs to break down the door.
Yeah, I can go for it.
Okay. So it's a 4-2. And you can use metal to double your training or your focus.
Yeah, I'll just keep it for focus if I need it.
Oh, risky.
There you go.
Okay, cool. So you managed to break the door in.
Yeah. Bash it in.
So you're inside, and that is all you can do this round.
Ah. Yeah.
So we'll go to the next round. So we'll do Vargi, I guess you've already done your thing to help, so you can do something else instead now. Like you could do intimidation to help organize the firefighting parties, or you could just get in with the water and use determination or fortitude to get close to the fire.
Let me have a quick think. He might. I mean, he's not. You know what? He's. Oh, no, intimidation, not guile, perhaps.
You know what would be good if you carried that water faster.
Well, what I'm thinking is another talent. Just maybe he can do a test that's he's not well suited for, but with a bonus perhaps. Because he is a tactician, as you know.
Yes.
And perhaps he would, seeing the firefighters. What should we call them? The blaze dowsers or something. It's a bit more fantasy. Stride up and see them not properly using their sort of the most efficient angles of attack with their water cannon and that sort of thing, and attempt to direct them more effectively. Using his tactical acumen. I don't know what sort of test that would be, but I think that's how he'd probably tackle it.
So because you're a tactician, I'll lower the difficulty of the intimidation test. So do me a DN 3
Cool.
Intimidation.
I mean, I've only got two dice here, but it's thematic, so we'll just roll with it. Come on, at least one success. It's alright. If there's a third round, I know what he'll do next. Hey, two for two.
There you go. So you got 7 successes now. Sichuan and Klaus, back to you in your epic battle.
Oh, they'll sing sagas about this one.
Yeah, well, I can update my sagas for this one. I can my saga Enmity. We've got a brand new story to tell. Me and the shed.
I've defeated the shed.
Basic. Oh, are you at the shed with me as well? Or are you kicking down the door? I can't remember, Klaus. Are you?
I'm blasting that shit with arcade bolts.
Oh, right. Yeah. Shed team. There we go.
Blasted.
Oh, 3 successes. I can, fine. 4. It's impossible not to get 4. Metal is new round. I can do it again. I mean, there's no point rolling, right? It's just gonna be
do another metal.
7 more damage.
You've got another metal as well,
right? Yes, and actually, the rune I chose was actually there's a lovely little rune called the Emberstone rune. When it's active, you recover additional metal that can only be used for miracles. But that's absolutely perfect for me because I'm using volcano metals, so that's not helpful here. But just for reference, the Grunstone I used was to replace a rune, so now I will recover 2 metal a turn. But that one can only be used for miracles.
Nice,
great. But anyway, not helpful now. But yes, I can use another metal. You're right. So I'll do another one, another 5 / whatever.
Yeah.
How did 10 become 7 out of armor?
I don't know what you're talking about, but it's fine because you've already broken down the sheds.
So I did 5 damage, then 5 damage, and he took just 10 damage, but he took 7. But across 2 attacks, how could he have had 1.5 armor? Do you know what I mean?
I was adding in Klaus's damage as well.
Right. Okay. Gotcha.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Sorry.
So the sheds crumble away after great success, which gives you 5 successes overall. So you've managed to eventually stop the fire.
Woo! Nice.
Meanwhile,
hello.
Yes. So,
that's XP.
Yeah.
That's XP for sure. In the bag, nice one, gents.
That's XP.
Easy.
So Kazal and Dreadbark, you are inside the burning building. The ground floor is actually a major hazard, so at the start of this turn you will take 3 damage.
Incredible.
Yeah.
Ignoring armor?
No.
Okay, good.
Making it up the stairs through the fire is a DN 5-1 fortitude test.
Well, let's try it out. Got 1 training and 1 focus.
Oh, Alex has got training in this. That's good. Did I say 5? Yeah.
There we go.
Oh, nice. Oh, right. So you both managed to bomb it up the stairs. Easy.
Nice.
And that's the end of your round. The other 3, what are you doing now? Do you go and help Kazal and Dreadbark now that you've secured the powder warehouse?
Do we feel like there's nothing more to be done?
Yes.
Then yes.
Yeah, the fire is like guttering out now, like well before your little fire, where your fire break was. You've definitely stopped it. So, all right. So you 3 make me whoever's going up to help as well, make me a 5-1 fortitude test.
Here we go.
I'm not even gonna bother. Mine's gonna be terrible. I've got 1 in body.
Oh wow, 1 body.
Ah, nice.
Nice.
Okay, so the Dwarden barrel up the stairs.
As they do.
So moving on to round 3. So you get to the top floor and you see 4 people. One human, one Duardin. No, sorry, 3 humans and 1 Duardin. So you can. It's funny because it says if you have fly, you could fly them out the window, or
Yeah.
or
Something else.
or you could try and throw them from the window and someone else catch them.
Third option.
Or you can just help them out of the building, but it takes. So it says 1 character can lead up to 2 workers through the flames at a time, but it will take 2 rounds to make it out of the building.
Yeah, I mean, there's 4 of us, so
Yeah. Cool.
yeah,
So-
let's not risk throwing anyone out the window.
Okay.
Although it sounds exciting.
So everyone helping a worker needs to do a 4-1 fortitude or survival test.
So how's your guys' fortitude?
Mine's fortitude's pretty
Not
good.
good.
All right,
I-
so
I can't make a survival test.
Say
I
4-2.
still don't know the names, but like Alex's
So Dreadbark just picks up like 2
Yeah,
under his
there you
arms.
go.
So can we all do the tests, or does it matter, or do we have to choose people to do it?
Well, we can go first come first serve. So Dreadbark's already picked up like 2 people, like, and just like.
Yeah, sure, why not? Let's give it a shot.
Klaus, don't know why you're rolling, mate. You're not even in the building.
Oh.
Kind of wish you were though, given that role.
I wouldn't have been able to get in the building
God.
with fortitude.
Vargi, not so good.
Yeah. So Vargi, you managed to like guide 1 person down slowly.
If I use my focus, I could guide the other one.
Yes, yeah, you can use your focus. Yeah, that's fine. So you managed to get the remaining 2. Fortunately, as you leave and the building is consumed by flames.
So there's no point me doing a test then.
No, I
Could
mean
say
you
some
can
of
if
the-
you want.
He's probably just got distracted sniffing around for Urgold.
Definitely. You're just standing. You're just
I'm
standing
sure
in
there's
the
gold
fire.
pig.
somewhere.
Like a little truffle pig.
That's exactly what it's like. But I did get a full success. That helped. But if the building's already collapsed, if that, you know.
I think the building collapses into flames, and you're still just standing in the fire, like yes.
Ready to catch someone, but it's just
This will make
Catching
a
it.
great story.
well, it will. All the sagas I'll tell about the shed of the fiery building.
Cool. So you get these people to relative safety, and as things are starting to, the situation seems to calm. There's nothing sort of too urgent happening. Vargi, you might know the coach house near the area. Maybe you frequented it. I don't know what the name is.
Didn't we stay there last time?
No, it'll be somewhere else. But anyway, you it didn't get caught in the explosion. As you may have noticed already, like it has a solid stone walls around it. But you see a Duardin, clearly wounded, stumbling out of the coach house. And as he sort of looks around desperately, and then he sees you, and he kind of stumbles towards you, reaching out his hand, and he says, "There were rats, giant rats. We fought them. There's a bomb." And then he collapses onto the cobbles.
Oh no. I mean, oh no.
Oh no.
I think Vargi would just have a quick check of his status. Being a fellow Dwarden, he wouldn't want him necessarily to perish through getting no aid. What's the state of this poor fellow? Is he full on sort of one line then death?
Well, I think you can tell he's been stabbed. But there are kind of medic teams running around, so you could.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, he would draw some attention and attempt to prioritise the fellow Dwarden over the dozens of burn victims, probably. Not obnoxiously, but you know, trying to get some attention. Well, and then he'd find the party and be like, "Bloody hell, guys! It's just the work of those filthy rat-tailed bastards."
Yeah, I think you probably all heard that guy shouting about there being a bomb as well inside the coach house.
Well, Vargi doesn't like going necessarily into situations where there are bombs just for fun, but he likes this coach house.
Yeah.
So yeah, he would be keen to rush in there and hopefully put his knowledge of explosives to use.
Nice.
For the good of the coach house.
Yeah, so as you go in, the walls are still standing, but the roof is ablaze. And as you enter, you see a pair of corpses on the floor. You see one is a Dwarden in work clothes, and the other is a filthy, skaven bastard. Both lying dead. And in the corner, you can see this kind of bright green stone that you probably recognise from that grey seer that you encountered in the Gulmere. And it's got kind of like metallic wiring around it. As a crafter yourself, it looks very bomb-like, it has to be said. And you can see this, the wires are going from it, and it's going out towards the centre of the Ironworks. But you can see where it went through the door. It had clearly been cut by the door closing.
Right.
That's why it hasn't gone off. So this of course means you can do a crafting test to disarm the bomb.
It certainly would be a priority for him, having now got into the room where there is the bomb. I just want to make sure this is safe. And he takes off his gauntlets and from out of one of his many pouches acquires a smaller set of tools. Not necessarily a bomb disposal kit per se, but I don't think any self-respecting Kharadron Overlord would be found anywhere without some sort of wire-cutting tools.
Oh yes. Snips.
Yeah.
Snip, snip.
And yes, he'll attempt to disarm
Alright.
the bomb.
So DN4 crafting.
Sure hope there's not a penalty for failing this.
Just noticed how
What could
chill
it
the
be?
music is while we're dealing with burning buildings and bombs.
Oh wait, let's see if we can find some more intense music.
I just
yeah.
noticed now.
Yeah. Do.
Meanwhile, bombs, explosions, fire.
Bombs and fire.
Let's final battle of the Dark Wizards.
1 sec.
Ooh.
Yeah, that's a bit more tense. I can picture a timer on the bomb now.
Yeah.
Like not like a digital screen, but maybe from the warp stone, it's like emanating some sort of blipping. I don't know. So the test was a 4 what? Or 4, and you'll tell me.
Yeah, depending on the successes you get. Yeah.
Righto. Well, he's going to use his training for metal seems sensible.
Yes.
Perilous situation. 5 successes.
So, the bomb is safely disarmed. But imagine if it was the last campaign when no one had crafting.
The lesson that wasn't it?
It came up so often.
Mm.
That was about a third of the reason I chose this class.
Let's say, I think I don't think we've ever played a game where we dealt with a threat this easily. Like, good job, guys.
Well,
5-player meta.
that shed was pretty challenging.
Okay, cool. So you managed to disarm the what is it called? The warpstone bomb. And if you investigate the dead Skaven in the other room, you can see that they're well armed and armoured, wearing heavy gauntlets and green tinted goggles. Inside of its belt you find what looks to be some sort of piece of skin with a crudely drawn map on it.
Oh.
Oh, yeah, that ear and nose. Jesus.
Oh yeah.
Ah.
Like
Nice.
I mean, can we tell if it's like human skin, dwarven skin, elven skin?
Probably a mixture.
Oh, it's not
great.
elven. In the ears.
No, yeah, it'll be human skin, I imagine. If it's
Definitely human. No self-respecting dwarven would ever get turned into paper.
Szechuan gives an eye at Dreadbark. Swings his axe around in one little swing.
yeah. So, do your characters have any ideas what this map could be?
I wish I
Ooh.
could say yes, but I have
Wait a
no
minute.
idea.
I'm gonna do
Well,
something.
This is a. We do find ourselves in a circular city, do we not?
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Yes.
Is there any? I don't suppose there's anything an Arcana check would do on this skin. I see some runes. Is that something that would kind of help decipher it?
I mean, unfortunately, it's a lore test.
Ah!
But
I've
I
got a little bit of mind. So
I can-
do a lore
I
test.
I can reduce the complexity if you
I've got forbidden knowledge.
Well, that's one. Have you got Forbidden Knowledge and Law though?
No.
Yeah, that's why I was trying to check. I'll use my Forbidden Knowledge and Arcana, but I can't because it's.
Wait, is yours an Arcana as well?
Yes, no, we didn't really. We should probably have finessed this a bit more, shouldn't we?
Yeah.
I reckon Vargi take a crack at it.
What, DN?
Might as well. I can't do shit.
It's a 4-2 lore test.
Not great odds. Yeah. Nice.
Well, there it is.
Whoop, there it is.
So, studying this skin, you do guess correctly that it's a crude map of Greywater Fastness, and there's kind of lines, the thick lines and the thin lines, and you're kind of thinking, oh, Skaven, it's a map, like, how are they getting around the city? And then you think, these must be underground tunnels, the old canals that exist. The fact that people go into the sewers to hunt for Skaven, this must be how they've been getting around. And these symbols must be points of interest. You don't know why, but you can certainly kind of cross-reference with your own maps and find out where these places are.
Does any of the symbols line up with, like, if you had to get a map of the city, would any of those symbols line up with where we are right now, like this building?
No.
Well, that's my idea out the window. we even have a map?
Hmm?
Do we even have a map? As in, like, an actual one?
Well, no, actually, no, we don't know with the overview, don't we?
Oh,
So
I
not
can.
super cool.
I can try and get you a map.
You.
Yeah.
Obviously, the one that comes as a separate image is about 500 gigabytes.
Pretty cool.
Yeah, so I guess I can tell you the names of the places
Sure.
to investigate. You can choose where to go first. One of them is called Powder Keg Lane Watch House, which is a grey cap like base. One is a bar called the Aurochs Regret. Another one's called the Hammer and Anvil Social Club.
Sounds very Tory.
I don't know. I feel like it sounds like more of a working man's establishment.
Or a social club extra aspects of that. Yeah.
I want to go
The
to the
Hammer
bar.
and Anvil, not so much. Those Tories not known for getting their hands dirty.
Yeah.
Wow.
Is that it? Is it just 3?
There is a fourth.
There is another.
There is another Harry.
There is another.
Where's another Harry?
But-
Did you mean to do?
Hmm?
Did you mean to be funny there?
Yes.
Good. I don't always,
And the last place is the Ironweald Guild House.
Wait, did you tell us the 4th and I just didn't hear it?
It's the Ironweald Guild House.
Oh, well, we're 5. Okay, thank you.
But I would like you to go there last. For reasons I
Okay.
cannot say.
We go
Okay.
there now.
I was glad you said so, because that is where I was like, oh yeah, that's the place Vargi would want to go first.
Good Lord. So,
I did not think
Again-
we would get this far today.
I don't know if I'm asking questions I shouldn't ask, but I see 5 markings on the map. But you mentioned 4 locations.
Caught me. Perhaps where you were wasn't the map then.
Okay.
Unless there's like a central point to kind of orientate themselves. Like the center is just the center of the city.
Okay. Okay. So, center marking means nothing. Open bracket for now.
So the watch house, the pub, or the social club?
Or the guild house.
The bar.
No.
Social club.
Social club.
Watch house then, I guess?
You have to say, oh, the same one.
Oh! That doesn't make a difference to me.
Oh, well, you were literally wanting to go different places. That's funny.
I am not fussed. I'll let the other ones decide.
Yeah, it
Follow
doesn't
the
make a
group.
difference to me. So you two fight amongst yourselves and pick one.
I'll go with what Vargi wants to do.
Sure. That. I mean, I don't think anyone's got enough information to make a strong case for any location. So,
Yeah.
that one sounds good.
Yeah. Well, we can always just say that you go to the closest one, and then you make your way across the city. So that way, I can determine the order. So let's say the first one is the watch house. So as you arrive, the first thing you notice is a grey cap in a sergeant's uniform hanging from the watch sign outside the building with his throat cut.
Oh.
And the sign of the Horned Rat has been painted on the watch house's door in blood. And a crowd has sort of gathered outside. Do you barge your way through and in?
Yes.
Yeah.
Good. Yes, and
Nah, sounds dangerous.
yep,
Turn around.
yep. Go back
Home
to find
time.
more Urgold.
Yes, please.
There might be a goal inside.
Also, a bloody great big rat sign.
Yeah.
That's fine. I like killing rats. He's good.
Well, it's just to keep everyone away from the Urgold.
Mm.
Ah, I like it.
Hey. He's onto something.
Now, one thing you'll experience at some point as a GM is having a player who's like, "No, I don't do that. Actually, I do
Sounds
something
like-
else."
Yeah. I know what that's like.
Never seen that in my life.
I go the other way. So inside the watch house, it's essentially a bloodbath. There's grey caps all over the place, dismembered, blood, bile, and entrails cover the floor. You see in the corner sort of a trapdoor open into a cellar, and as you descend, you see just one plain wall with manacles attached with chains, and you can see bullet holes in the walls. And Vargi as a master armsman, some of these bullet holes are all different sizes, which is most odd. And some don't even seem to be traditional bullets. Some seem to be some other sort of weapons. And then you notice this ominous crackling noise that you heard before, and you see yet another smaller warpstone bomb left in the middle of the warehouse. And you must do it again, disarm it.
Yep. Vargi's like, don't worry lads, I've got this. Already chucked one up for the day. I'm sure this will be fine too, but if you're not confident, please feel free to wait outside.
Can I transmutate the bomb?
I mean, that could be a good idea.
What happens when it turns back into a bomb, Klaus?
I don't know, but we can find out. Research, dear boy.
I'd like to think that we can have you on hand, just in case anything starts to go awry.
Of
Maybe
course.
turn it to gold if it's, go and explode and kill us all.
Hell yes. I'm down. I'll be back up.
Is it actually just the same test?
Yes.
Righto.
It's fine.
I was just wondering if you were going to throw a curveball in there. Like, I don't know what. Just general healthy GM suspicion.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Brat.
Oh, just enough to disarm
Yes.
it.
Wasn't a great roll, that.
Yeah, I think the focus points would have been fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, cool. And that's all you find at that location.
While he's there with the disarmed bomb, Vargi would like to, now that it's safe, have a crack at just having, because presumably he's like found the right wires or whatever to disarm it. But he'd like to have a closer look at the inside of it, just learn anything he can, and then if there's anything worth keeping from it as well, anything valuable or informative, see if he can discover anything further.
Well, it seems to you to be quite unstable. So you probably, sort of in character, you probably wouldn't feel that comfortable having it on your person for a very long amount of time. I think you would feel like you could do something with it in a controlled environment, somehow like harness its power, but it's whether you want to risk carrying it around with you in potential danger situations.
Yeah, he'd probably take the risk. Yeah. He'd, he's not going to be foolhardy about it, but he's probably got a semi-secure location he can store it in. He's
got a semi?
In his got a warp semi. Yeah. Yeah. So if there was something like that, he would be interested in securing it and hopefully taking it to a safe location in the near future. Of course, when he takes a bullet to his pocketed warp stone or something, could be a different story.
Yeah, and of course, if you get the Artifacts of Power book, apparently it provides additional rules for crafting warpstone into weapons, armor, and more.
That's so great.
That's so
We should
lovely.
get that immediately.
Still waiting on Alex. He said he would try and sort something out, but oh well.
Yeah, Vargi's especially predisposed with his Barak Moranars to be, probably doing the crafting and manufacturing process is not generally considered quite above board, skirting a few regulations. This might be something of interest to him.
Maybe we can call it as like material.
Yeah.
Material.
Yeah. Cash it in for research or crafting materials and use
Exactly.
it later.
Now you're thinking.
Nice.
That's the Vargi way.
Right. So next place on the list, the Hammer and Anvil Social Club.
Oh, it's gonna be a bomb on everyone then, right? 'Cause I thought there was more to this. Yes.
As between heading from location to location, Vargi remarks, "It's a pretty good job these bombs haven't actually exploded anywhere, isn't it? Yeah, Skaven don't know what they're doing."
Apart from the big giant one at the Ironworks, obviously.
Still not a great hit rate.
Yeah.
Now, if I was gonna bomb the city, no city left.
Super villain Vargi.
My gift of Shimon onto the explosives.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Cool. So, Kazal, you might know that the Hammer and Anvil Social Club is home to a gang called the Anvil.
Okay.
Potentially, just as you come across, oh, I know this place. And
Are
as
they have anything specific, like any specific traits or I don't know, racial gang or what's their deal?
Yeah, they just I think it's just an extortion racket. Like, we'll protect you, give us your money. And this is the kind of place where sort of the lower ranks of workers will come and have a drink and spend their money and relax after their shift.
Right. Okay.
And the thing about Greywater is all of the people who own the factories own the pubs, so all the money they give you, you spend, you give it straight back to them. That's good, isn't it?
Plan. Yeah.
I love how like proper lefty this the writers are as well. They've made like a right capitalist nightmare. Cool. So as you go inside this place, same thing again. Absolute slaughter.
God, it's carnage.
Yeah.
Ah.
But unlike
I'm surprised some scathing with all of this. There's something else.
But unlike what you saw at the watch house, you see that 4 of the dead have been dispatched with a single straight thrust to the heart.
God damn.
So as you start to explore the rest of the social club, as you hear voices upstairs, and you go upstairs and you find this kind of group of humans and Duardin with kind of improvised weapons, and some have like knives and stuff, and some sort of dead Skaven around them. And you can see a warpstone bomb as well, but it's not ticking and it seems to have been deactivated. And you can see like one of them, who's clearly like an off-duty engineer, who's kind of like standing around it and kind of studying it and talking to the others as if he's just managed to deactivate it. And I think Kazal, you may notice that this does look like some of the anvils.
Right.
And you can imagine that they're probably quite happy to keep the warpstone bomb for their own uses.
Yeah, well, I don't think that's a good idea now, is it?
Well, you can say that to them if you want.
Oh yeah, no, I will. And if I have to use intimidation, I will do that as well.
Yeah. And you can sort of see 3 dead Skaven as well up here, who have been stuffed into like sacks, like body bags.
Mm-hmm.
And one of them sort of sees you come up the stairs, and they're like, "Oh, who are you then? You're a bit late to the party."
Well, we seem late to the party, but it seems like you have something there that we could take off your hands.
And he goes, and he sort of grins with his bloodied knives, and he's like, "Oh, do you mean the shiny thing, or do you mean the rats?"
There's no reason why we couldn't take both.
His smile like drops, and he's like waves his knife at you, and he's like, "I don't think so. This is the property of the anvils now. We got it fair and square. They attacked us after all."
I mean, he like waves his knife in front of him. Like I just wave my swords in front of him. Like, yeah, I've got bigger ones than those, so it's up to you what you want to do.
I think all of his mates like start squaring up to you, and then I think what happens is like Sichuan and Vargi like appear behind you, Kazal, and then also like you see the head of Dreadbark like pop up like from one of the bottom steps behind you, and just like look at them, and then you see one of the anvils like saying something to the guy who's talking, like, maybe we should just give it to them, they don't seem like we should mess with them.
In the darkness, you see Klaus's eyes glow red.
So you turn the roof to slag. So roll me, Kazal, roll me an intimidation test.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll make it.
Can we aid his interrogation?
Yeah, I was going to say
Intimidation.
you aid by your presence, but if you have anything else to aid it, then let me know.
What's the DN?
Well, it would be 4, but if anyone else wants to do anything to add intimidation-ness.
Well, you've got Klaus's
yeah.
fiery eyes.
Can I channel fiery eyes, but then also do a gift of shaman on Kazal's weapons to make them like, glowing metal.
Nice. Yeah,
Fiery glowing metal.
that's awesome.
There you go.
Hell yeah.
That's cool.
Whoa. They just turn into like
That's very
bright
cool.
silver. Yeah, so they the talker is like fair enough, you can take it anyway, I'm sure it's just gonna blow up.
Well, thank you for your generosity then. Be careful enough with it to keep it from blowing up. Won't we, Vargi?
Vargi just nods and the barrels on his ethermatic volley gun start spinning.
Do you move to take the Skaven as well?
Yeah, why not?
I
Literally,
mean,
why not?
But also why? Is the better question.
Because I would rather... I'll tell you exactly why. Because I would rather not have them, because I don't know why they're stuffed in body bags and like prepared to be escorted away. So
Okay.
don't trust them. Don't let them take them.
Okay. So you managed to leave with uneasy deal brokered between the two parties. Yeah, and
So once we're out,
yeah,
are we able to inspect? Am I able to inspect like the Skaven bodies if there's anything of interest? Otherwise, just chuck them.
yeah. You just chuck them. Keep the tails, obviously, for the bounty. Yeah, I mean, you don't see. There's no like blood or anything, but I don't know how like good you are with medicine or whatever. Do you have any training or
Not
anything?
critical. No. Nope.
Okay, but I mean, they're dead. There's no cuts or anything, so
No one's that good.
no one's that good. They're still warm to the touch. Gross. But you feel like they might have been just like completely like just pummeled to death in these sacks.
I don't know. We can take a vote. What do you guys want to do?
Well, what do I want to do with sacks full of dead rats?
Yeah, that's exactly the question I asked.
They're the rats.
Not very much, actually. I think I'll leave that one to you, Kazal.
I'll just leave them here then. Doesn't seem to have any use. As
Can
long as they don't have.
Can I burn them?
Sure.
I'll toss them in the volcano.
I'll give you one to toss that in the volcano if you want. You can burn the other two.
Do you use this volcano to heat up food as well?
Volcano of
It's like
everything.
multi-use
Blah,
volcano.
Yeah, that's it.
It's like a Swiss Army volcano. God damn.
Swiss Army volcano.
You know what? Have fun.
Use
with
it to
them.
intimidate. Use it to persuade.
Use it for a nice hot tub jacuzzi.
Nice onsen.
Athletics test. Put it behind someone to make them run faster.
Yeah.
Guile. Use it to seduce in your hot tub.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely.
Yeah. I don't suppose you've ever been in a Fire Slayer hot tub before. Oh, now we need a Sichuan and molasses narrative
Oh,
scene.
God.
Buddy cop.
I would love that.
His soul's not dark enough for her. He's too nice.
Right, so are you just burning the rats here?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. No one taking the tails for the bounty?
We'll
Yeah,
take
if
the
there's a
tails
bounty
and
on
burn
them,
the
then-
rest.
Definitely take them.
Fine.
Tails, burn the rest.
I can take you in warm, or I can take you in cold. I want to drop that line at some point.
I can just take your tails.
You
And
can
then
say,
transmutate
say-
the person if they resist.
What, Mike?
so you can say that for dead bodies and it still counts.
I hate you for that.
Alright. So you press on to the next location, the Orruck's Regret. A bar in the outer circle, popular with ex-soldiers and workers from the nearby Ironworks. I don't know if any of you would have been familiar with this one.
He says Ironworks.
Mm.
But Dwarden, would we be a bit familiar with it?
Maybe you've not been here long enough, really, to see all the
I mean, I
sights.
guess Kazan might be familiar with it, right? Would you
Yes,
not?
Ironworks. We've got with gold, don't we? Not with iron. Pathetic metal.
So, as you arrive, you hear the sound of screams and the sounds of fighting coming from the bar. And as you approach the outdoors, you see a Skaven, a storm vermin, and he's grabbing a worker by the collar, and he's squeaking furiously into his face, Where are the killguns? And as he sees you approach, he just like shanks the worker, throws him to the side, and then runs into the bar.
Hectic.
Hectic. A lot going on.
We are running in, right?
Can I use some awareness? Be more aware of what's going on.
You know what would be really useful right now? X-ray vision.
What's that?
Yeah, super would be super good.
Too bad they broke.
It's too bad that all the walls in this city are 5.1 feet thick,
Yeah, maybe you left
which
them.
makes some very thick buildings everywhere.
Maybe you were like,
Magic nullifying concrete.
oh, I've only left my goggles in the Ironweld
Uh,
Ford Works.
Yes, I absolutely love that. Yeah, absolutely.
No,
That's
you,
definitely what happened.
You traded them. You were like, these aren't useful. I've used these like once.
Yes, well, Vargi would certainly want to go in. He loves killing Skaven. It's one of life's great pleasures.
So you go in, and we'll end on this because I haven't made a map. But you see a furious fight happening within this bar. 10 storm vermin are brawling with the locals, who are all armed with knives and staves and knuckle dusters. And a big storm fiend with grinder fist tunnelers stands in front of a hole in the wall, bellowing, squeaking, squeaking.
When you say squeaking, it really doesn't inspire much fear
Bellowing.
or worry. So it can be bellow.
Yeah. We should find some sort of find some sort of Sigmar audiobook sample or something with Skaven in it to share with the group so they can.
That's actually a great idea.
Yeah, soundboard.
Yes. Listening to that one, though, did at some point become somewhat insufferable. It was like, oh, this is pretty funny. And then I'm like, oh my god, more
After a whole
Skaven dialogue.
chapter.
Oh god.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
so-
it is entertaining for a bit.
Yeah. So we will rejoin in a bar brawl next time.
What did you say? What did you say? The drill arms? It was a.
A storm feed. So you've already the big ones.
Yes, cool. I just remember the name.
Yeah.
There's only one of them, right? There's 10 storm vermin and one storm fiend standing in front of a hole in the wall.
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
Um,
Okay.
It feels a bit late now, but I didn't want to interrupt our flow. I had thought my short objective would be to craft something for the city. I wonder if between the firefighting and the bomb disposal unit, that could count.
Crafting something for the city, eh? maybe
well,
your
without any specific knowledge of what we were quite doing yet, I was a little bit vague about it. But he wanted to specifically use his crafting skills not in Anvilgard anymore, for Greywater Fastness.
yes. Let's say, because you did that thing where you improved the fire brigades.
Yeah,
tools,
that was
right?
the main one. He's using his skills for that.
Yeah, yeah. I think we could say that was it.
Yeah, I won't just try and like bank an XP every time I craft something, but that was the one I wanted it to be for now.
I mean, it is in the service of the city, so that's good. Did you think of that before or after you've done it? Then?
No, it was before. That's why I went down the route
okay.
of trying to use his tools for it.
Nice. Yeah, nice. Yeah, I thought you were just going to go with the saw and just go the Aethematic saw and just go straight into the sheds, but
yeah, it's I'm much happier with the solution.
Mm-hmm.
Especially as the shed wailing part didn't seem that heroic.
I love how 3 of you went for one shed and I'm just running towards a burning building.
I thought about it, like what spells could I use to help the people? Like maybe I could shield people individually. But I was like, my magic's probably more use because it's all destructive. Probably more use just destroying something.
Fair enough, yeah.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Well, I mean, you could have done that. I think because you had to do a fortitude test to fight the fire because you had to get so close to it. So you putting arcane shields or mystic shields on the firefighters probably would have made them more effective.
Oh, okay.
So,
Yeah, but blowing up a shed, with arcane.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, it worked out
easier.
great. So.
Nice.
My short-term goal was to acquire Urgold.
It's bloody Urgold, man.
But that's what I did before the campaign started. When do you want to give my experience points?
I like how everyone's like, do we need to like check on Sichuan? He really seems to give a shit. He seems really mad about this Urgold stuff.
It's literally the whole thing that they do. No, it was. Also, where was I looking? Somewhere else. Your notes also did say, like, what else you would do, and it would have, my short-term goal starting the campaign would have been to acquire Urgold and forge a rune. So,
that's fine.
I'll come up with one for the next one, but
yeah, I mean, considering you've had that for like the last 5 sessions, I think we can say that's done.
do you when do I get my experience point?
At the end of the adventure.
Next
downtime.
Adventure.
Next downtime.
I have to remember. I'll forget. I'm going to put big notes at the top of my notes. Yeah. 1 XP. A big 1 incoming for you.
That's okay. We'll remember.
It does say in the book, do it at downtime. Otherwise, it's not narratively. It's a bit weird when you ping in the middle of a bar fight and it's like, now I am better.
Well, it's like you don't even play RPGs, Olly. Like that's what happens. You just level up.
And your HP and mana get refilled. It's really handy.
Yeah, exactly.
Yep. Olly, would you like to have a more concrete system for short-term goals, i.e., just messaging them to you in advance or anything more specific? I'm conscious that it feels a little bit like gaming that one, even though it was my intention. I'd like to avoid such a situation.
I think if you need a new one, I'm happy to spend 10 minutes at the beginning of a session and do them, set them in stone, as it were.
Cool.
Olly?
Yeah.
Yeah, just wanted to confirm something that you understood, because I don't know if you actually saw my long-term and short-term. I got twice next to short-term. Yes. That means I would want to do it twice, as in like once I get one, I want another. So 2.
Yes.
I don't know if you're okay with that being 2 different goals, or.
Well, I know why you want to do it twice. So yeah, that makes sense.
Awesome. Okay.
Yeah, but I think that might be a case of. You might just have to do Endeavours to do that, though.
Oh yeah, no, it's going to take a while for sure.
Yeah, so.
Mm-hmm.
But if you have another short-term goal that you want to do instead during the mission, then that might be worth looking into.
Awesome. We'll come up with something then. Thank you.
Yeah.
Nice.
It could even, yeah, I don't know. There's a nice big creature for you to fight now, so just saying.
Yeah.
It does have like rock grinders for fists, but you know.
Still exciting. Is that actually large?
Yeah.
The wolf grinders.
Perfect. Leave it to me, guys.
Those are famous last words.
Leave it to me.
Hey, you might as well have said hold my beer.
Yeah.
I've got nothing can go wrong.
A lot can go wrong, but
Or Leroy. Leroy.